Claude's system prompt just leaked, but the way I see it, it didn't just leak, it exploded. What we're looking at isn't just a peek under the hood, it's literally the entire blueprint for how one of the most advanced AI systems on the planet right now is trained to reason, to act, and to self-correct. Today, I'm reacting to a post from Andrew Ansley, someone that I really admire, who is deep in the AI marketing trenches. And he summed it up perfectly. This changes everything and nothing at the same time. And honestly, he's not wrong. Most people are still prompting like it's 2022 or even before. In this video, I want to break down exactly what this leak really means, and not just for AI nerds like us, but for anyone building tools, writing prompts, or trying to get better results from any language model. I've got several key takeaways that I will share with you that will instantly level up your prompting strategy. And starting with the part that nobody is talking about. Claude wasn't just told what to do, it was trained how to think. And there's a very big difference between the two. So if we go here, you'll see that this is the whole Claude's system prompt. So there's quite a lot happening right here. If we see how many words this is, it has around 16,700-ish words. There's a lot of it, but if we had to sum it all up, or if we had to look at what Andrew has created here in his LinkedIn post, which I'll share both of these in the description below, we'll see that these are the key pieces, the key parts of the whole thing. So we have your role, your top priority, and we have the goal right there. We have the guardrails, you must and you must not. We have the resources and capabilities, abstract tools with brief purpose statements. We have the decision tree, search versus no search, and then there's the whole tree right there. We get the style guide in terms of sentence case, headings, bold key facts, key paragraphs, less than 3 sentences. Examples in XML tags. And then there is maintenance. So use update for minor changes, rewrite for major ones. Before responding, ensure compliance with guardrails, style, and decision trees. So what does that even mean? And this is a good breakdown of it all. So here we have, first of all, XML plus markdown plus roles plus rules plus style guide plus tools, decision tree guides, examples, self-evaluation steps. And I really like that self-evaluation step. I think most people just do not have this included. Keep it short, keep it concrete, leave nothing up to interpretation. Even this, if you are not fully aware what you're asking it to do because you don't even know that yourself, then chances are that you will not get results that you are after. So being 100% on point with what you're asking and knowing what good output is versus bad output is a key thing to any type of prompting. So let's go back to this right here. So here we have, let me clear this. At the heart of Claude's system are a few key core principles. Clarity over ambiguity. Clarity over ambiguity. Explicit instructions that leave nothing up to chance. A clear hierarchy of rules. So the most critical guidelines are always first. Even this, in marketing and copywriting, there is the concept of do not bury the lead, right? And I think this is also important right here. We want the key information to be at the top. We don't want that to be buried somewhere at the bottom. So if we have all this text, the key information, the most critical guidelines should come at the top. Alternatively, if you can't do that, it could be right at the bottom. But anywhere over here is kind of going to get lost in translation. So that is also another important thing. Let's keep going. So there's also a strong focus on giving the model a self-check mechanism, ensuring it audits itself against these rules before replying, which helps maintain consistency and reliability in responses. I think this is super important. There's some information that he gives around tokens and length. So core rules, about 500 tokens, extended guidelines, 500 to 1500. Then here he's saying effective prompting, leverage token compression, so find every possible hack for shortening token usage. This could be tables, or if you borrow from Wikipedia, it's the schema of the outline. You like saying what you want to say in a short amount, in a shorter way rather than a longer way, is a good skill to have. I think it's a good skill to have in life, to be honest, and I think it's no different than what we're trying to do here when it comes to telling the AI what we want it to do. So this is another thing. So here are the 5 core principles. Number 1, we're going for explicit over implicit. Remove guesswork, use deterministic verbs. Also super important. So we want to have verbs like must, like may, verbs like must not. So we're being very specific in what we're asking it to do. Next, we want to have hierarchy. We mentioned this. Order first by importance. Role, safety, resources, style. Process aware. Teach it how to think and not just what to say. Self-evaluation. Build checklists so agents audit compliance before replying. So it's not just this is how you think. This is how you think about what you thought. There's that kind of 2-step sort of loop. And minimal surprise. Provide only the rules and examples needed. No filter. We don't want to give it additional information that serves no purpose. Again, this is about keeping it short to the point, but telling it exactly how to give us the answers we're after. So then here he goes into the architecture of a prompt. We have the role and the prime directive, the guardrails and the rules, the capabilities and resources, decision framework, output, style guide, and examples. This is also important here. We have, for examples, both positive and negative. And I think this is also very important. It's not just enough to say, this is what I want. It's also important to say, this is what I don't want. So both examples are super important here. The language is deterministic. Do not use words like should, because should, am I doing it or am I not doing it? It leaves room for interpretation. And here Andrew says deterministic language means using words and phrasing that leave no room for interpretation. Instructions that are explicit, precise. Oops, my bad, just refresh that. So we have just started using this keyboard shortcut here to try and combine zooming and and notation, and still not super proficient at this. So here we have, leaves no room for interpretation. Instructions that are explicit, precise, and then ambiguous. In Claude system prompt, deterministic language appears through verbs like must not, and may. I mean, even may, I wouldn't, maybe not, shouldn't be used. It's not, you may do this, I guess. Yeah, I would, maybe must not. Not terms like should, could, or ideally. It's not very clear. Define roles. When you seek to give the AI a role, there's actually a much more powerful approach. Instead of simply saying act as a marketing expert, which is the way we are taught to do it by the gurus, I found dramatically better results by providing comprehensive context about the role. Again, another key repetitive thing. Leave nothing to chance. If you want the AI to adopt a certain persona, provide a detailed paragraph about exactly how it should act and what knowledge it should draw upon. Define every aspect of that role explicitly. Include examples of the type of thinking or output this role would produce. For instance, if you want content that sounds like a specific influencer, don't just say write like Alex Hormozy. It's like, do not assume that this system knows what Alex Hormozy would write like. Share actual transcripts or excerpts from their content, distill the core principles, explain specifically what aspects of their style you want to emulate. And you might be thinking, this is a lot of work. And yeah, I would agree. However, we're after high quality content. And the good thing is that if you've built an Alex Hormozy sort of template, you can reuse it over and over again. And that's where the power really comes in. However, there is a lot of work that needs to be front-loaded if you want to get the best possible outputs. Now, how many examples should you use in prompts? The right number of examples to include in prompt is based on how complicated or critical a task is. Simple domain, 1 to 3, can go up to 5 to 10. Formatting, XML. So for Claude, using XML seems to be the way it was trained and a good way to approach the whole thing. We have decision trees and if then. So we want to teach it, again, the process to follow. So we're saying if we get this situation, then we want to follow this route. If we get another situation, then maybe this route, or not maybe, then follow route B, right? So in situation 1, we go down route A. If not, we go down route B. And these decision trees really make it clear what we want the AI to actually do in different situations. Finally, we have the reason, act, reflect. And I think this is also super important. We want it to plan, act, and reflect. So before doing anything, Claude pauses to think, what's the user really thinking or really asking? What tools or steps will get me there? Claude carries out the next step of the plan and then reflects. So Claude immediately reviews the result and says, did that action move me closer other than the answer? And then it loops back to reason and updates the plan if needed. And many people do the first part, and as a result, the AI does the second. However, this reflection is also key. And recently, N810 even introduced a think node, which kind of thinks through the answer to ensure that it's giving the best possible outcome. So I think this is somewhat similar to that. So this is pretty much it in terms of all that. And as Andrew concludes here, the leak didn't just confirm a few best practices, it spelled them out in black and white. So whether you're building agents, like individual modules or nodes, following this sort of prompting is key to get the output that you want. And I think this is a very good document to follow as you're building your prompts. So let me know what you think in the description below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.